Hey everybody, Ron Baber here with your tip of the week. And as you know, the month of August has been a focus on AI. And today's tip is about AI, but it's not exactly what you think. I live life in a way that I'm always looking for that no matter what happens, there's a lesson to be learned. And, many of you have heard in my trainings, I've talked about my mom. She's 94 years old. She's actually the first person who actually completed reading the hard copy of my book. And I'll never forget, she said to me that after reading 50 or 60 pages of it, she says, you make me feel like I can do this. I offered her a job and she said, no, at 94, she wasn't going to do that. But what's happened is, and many of you already know this, she's been having some challenges. Things have taken they've taken a turn for the worse. But the lesson here is this, and you're saying, what does this have to do with AI? And that is, in 5 weeks, my mom has been to 3 hospitals and 2 rehab centers. And the first hospital she went to I wouldn't let anybody ever go back there. It was where the ambulance took her, and we couldn't get answers. There was like no compassion, and until I finally told the doctors that not the doctors, because I couldn't get a hold of them, the nurses, I go, I'm getting upset, and you don't want me to get more upset. And the next thing you knew, 10 minutes later, I'm in a room with 3 doctors. But it took that. Then from there, she went to another hospital in New York City, and really wasn't much different. They're taking care of the patients, but that compassion level and that connection just didn't exist. Then from there, my mom went to a rehab place, which happened to be, it was a short-term rehab place. My mom had broken her hip, and they were fixing her hip, or not fixing her hip, her hip was fixed, but they were taking her to get her back walking and what have you. And this was a top-rated rehab center. It's called Burke Rehabilitation. It's known across the United States as one of the best. And it's really clear why they are one of the best, and their communication, their caring, their understanding, and their attention to detail made a big difference. My mom could only stay there for a little while because then you have to go to a step-down rehab. And then that place, right kind of back to the old, barely whatever you need. And today, she's in a hospital, and I've never experienced the level of caring, understanding, attention, anywhere in any kind of medical facility that I'm experiencing for her in White Plains Hospital. And why am I sharing this to you? I'm not doing a commercial for White Plains Hospital. I'm sharing it with you because AI can't do that. AI cannot show compassion. AI cannot create that kind of connection. And in the digital world, we're becoming less connected. And you've heard me talk about, what is the client experience? We've got to think about the client experience. And AI is all focused about efficiency, saving time, cutting costs, and all of these things. And I'm saying it does have its place. But we're in a business, not as emotional as the medical field, but for some people, buying a home or saving money or paying bills or what have you can be a very emotional experience. And we can't forget what people are going through. And we have to create that kind of connection. So my lesson today here about AI is make sure you're using AI in the right things, but don't forget also about some of the most important things to our customers, to our clients. And that is that level of how you or I connect with each other. What's interesting is next week's tip is going to be about Sam Altman, and where he's actually, he's the face of AI because of ChatGPT. And I'll be talking next week about some of the things that he's said that AI might not end up being what we all think it's going to be. And he's the guy that everybody goes to. And he said it more than once in a couple of different ways. So I'll be bringing that to you next week. But for today, your tip is simply, you've got to focus on that connection, that engagement. Look where you're putting in your AI, but also look, what are you doing to maintain your connection and engagement and understanding of what your clients really need. Make it a great week. We'll see you next week.